Hi everybody, this is Just Some Guy, and today I'm going to talk about the October 2017 comic sales. Like always, I pull my numbers from Comichron. Let's check out their info. They say, quote, October brought the restoration of many Marvel titles' legacy numbering, as well as the creation of several legacy titles through the cobbling together of multiple miniseries, as part of its legacy event. The promotion, which required retailers to meet certain thresholds to order special lenticular covers, helped Marvel and the direct market's orders increase 5% over September, but paled in comparison to sales from the previous October, the rebirth-driven second strongest month of 2016. That's telling. Marvel's legacy was the company's response to the fan backlash against the recent changes to all the characters. Marvel announced Legacy months ago, but it looks like no one really bought it, literally and figuratively. That's a testament to what happens when a company does nothing but go after its fans. All those attacks, all those accusations of racism, sexism, and bigotry, all the editors and writers and artists going after fans, all the changes to beloved characters, all that finally hit Marvel. Legacy is basically Marvel's rebirth, and it looks like it bombed compared to DC Comics' rebirth. There are a number of reasons for that, but the main reason is that fans have watched Marvel fumble every event for the last year. What Marvel did with Secret Empire and Generations probably did more to turn fans off than anything else, especially Generations. Fans got to see Marvel show how the original characters were fundamentally better characters, but the company still tried to push the replacements. That just didn't help the company. Comichron says that October 2017 had fewer books released than 2016, down by 8%. Marvel also released its smallest number of books, just 81 new books. When 81 books is the smallest number of books, you're publishing too many books. The top 10 books for October were Dark Knights number 3, Mighty Thor 700, Amazing Spider-Man 789, Batman 32, Batman 33, Despicable Deadpool 287, Batman the Drowned, Batman the Dawnbreaker, Batman the Merciless, and Batman White Knight number 1. We can see that DC Comics dominated the top of the charts with all the metal tie-ins. That's not surprising. The metal event has been very popular. What is surprising is the Thor book, because in September the orders were only at 44,000. It somehow jumped to 3 times its previous number to 116,000. You can see this with the next set of 10 books. They're all Marvel books, which isn't unusual. What's unusual is that they're all superhero books. These are usually the Star Wars books, but in October we're seeing books that normally sit mid-range with almost twice the number of orders. Some of them are ridiculous. Spider-Gwen 25 is at 73,000, but in September number 24 only had 37,000 orders. The Incredible Hulk 709, previously titled Totally Awesome Hulk, had 67,000 orders, but last month only had 20,000 orders. You can go down the list of SJW books, and most of them had increases in their orders. The most bizarre one was the America comic. In September, the book only had 9,000 orders. In October, it had 27,000 orders. That's 3 times the orders for a book that's a lost order since its launch. There's no way the book found an audience that fast. So why are the numbers so high? Because of the lenticular covers. These are those hologram covers that show the original cover and then a remake with the so-called legacy characters. Here's an article from Newsarama explaining what happened. Quote, the legacy lenticulars are sold to direct market retailers serviced by Diamond comic distributors on what's called a meet or exceed concept. That means they can buy variants in any quantity they like if they meet or exceed an order quota on the main cover edition, usually based on their previous orders on other titles Marvel selects. For example, to be able to purchase the Champions 13 lenticular cover, retailers need to order the main cover edition in quantities of 150% more than they ordered for the Champions number 9. The publishers originally required retailers to order 200% to qualify for the lenticular covers, but it now sits at 150%. But the percentages fluctuate depending on the title. Titles such as Cable and Defenders have a 100% meet or exceed order threshold, the lowest. While for other titles like Incredible Hulk and Invincible Iron Man, the order threshold is 200%, the highest. Literally, you're being asked to purchase books you can't sell in order to gain access to comics that you can, said San Francisco comics experience retailer Brian Hibbs on the program in his column at The Beat. While a small handful of people are willing or able to buy multiple copies of the same insides, the largest majority of customers just want a single version to buy. All 53 of the Marvel Legacy titles have a different percentage qualifier to unlock the ability for retailers to order the lenticular variant. That's why you're seeing these wonky numbers for Marvel. It's not that the books were heavily ordered by stores who could sell the books. It's that Marvel forced the stores to order more books than they could sell to get the variants people would actually buy. From a company perspective, it's a brilliant move. Marvel will make more money off the higher orders even if the physical books don't actually sell. From a business perspective, it's pure insanity. Think about it. You just made retailers purchase product they can't sell. That hurts their business because it takes up needed shelf space and wastes their money. There are plenty of comic shops that have had to close their doors because they couldn't sell books. Why would you create that situation for the retailers by forcing them to order up to 4 times the number of books they actually sell? Why would they keep buying your books if you're screwing them like this? It gets worse. Quote, one of the common issues among those retailers is that the meet or exceed ordering method was disadvantageous to brick-and-mortar retailers, but could be advantageous for smaller stores or non-store retailers that do not regularly order Marvel single issues in high numbers. In other words, Diamond customers who mostly order more collectible issues for sale on eBay, or who have small pre-order customer bases, would have smaller sales numbers to meet or exceed than retailers who order shelf copies in large quantities or have a large pre-order customer base. But once unlocked, all could order the lenticular variants in unlimited quantities. So this money grab basically screws people who actually sell the most Marvel comics. Marvel's business plan is basically to screw over whoever buys most of their books, be they readers or retailers. Why is this your business plan? Why do you do this? If you're costing retailers more money to sell your books than to not sell them, guess what they're gonna do? Not sell your books. Marvel could play this game in the 90s when Marvel books were in high demand. But now, when their top ordered book barely hits 60,000K, you can't play this game. Retailers are already struggling to sell Marvel comics. Some of them are struggling just to stay open. Why do this to them? You want to raise the cover price like DC Comics did for their variant covers? Go for it. But don't force people to buy product they can't sell to get access to something they can. This is where Marvel sits. Legacy, at best, broke even. As an overall soft reboot for Marvel, it's barely making a dent. To use a cliche, the damage has already been done. I don't think Marvel has the goodwill of the fanbase to recover anytime soon. We'll see as more Legacy books come out, but I'm not counting on it. I think Marvel is going to have to start making more extreme changes, mostly behind the scenes, to get their superhero book numbers back to something competitive. Because at this point, random DC Metal tie-ins are outselling core Marvel titles. That's just embarrassing. But what do I know? I'm just some guy.